Hello, what's up guys? What I would do, an interesting little video this afternoon. One that I think needs doing, to be honest. So obviously a lot of you guys will know that, if you post a negative comment on one of the Unim's floats, they will always one of the ifam, or two of the ifam, or however many will the United TVs. However many the ifam will come back and one of them will always, well, whoever it is, one of them will always say, if you don't like it, don't watch. That's always a guarantee. Whenever you post a negative comment, 95% of the time, one of the ifam will always comment that if you don't like it, don't watch. Now, for me, I think the ifam are a little bit hypocritical because they tell people not to watch the Inham's floats if they don't like them. But a lot of them tend to appear in the comment section of a lot of Doodle's videos. I've noticed a ridiculous amount of ifam who tend to comment on his videos. And I mean, obviously, some of the ifam have been quite vocal about how much they dislike his, Doodle's channel. They dislike what he's doing, and all of this, and all that jazz. And it's just that question of like, if they're so, if they hate his channel so much and they dislike his channel so much, why continue to watch his videos? Why even comment on his videos if they don't like them? Or if they hate them as much as they do. I've said this before about popular panda pops. Obviously, someone who's become very well known on Doodle's channel. I think they were originally blocked, but for some strange reason, Doodle decided to unblock them. And I just feel like they shouldn't have been unblocked. At the end of the day, they deserve to be blocked again. Like people have become fed up with Doodle's comments, with popular panda pop's comments, and the fact that they constantly come on the videos basically attacking people, like come who's in trouble. This person themselves has been very vocal about how much they hate Doodle's channel, but they continue to comment on his videos when they hate his channel so bad. And a lot of the ifam do that. A lot of the ifam continue to comment on his videos when they've been so vocal about how much they dislike his channel. It's like, well, if you hate the channel that much, don't watch his videos and don't comment on his videos. It's that simple. They're always telling people who post negative comments, and they're always saying to people who post negative comments on the Inham's channel, if you don't like them, if you don't like it, don't watch. Maybe they should take their own advice and actually not watch Doodle's videos if they don't like what he does. Maybe they shouldn't watch his videos. Maybe they shouldn't comment on his videos if they don't like what he does, or if they don't agree with what people are saying on that channel. If they come on trying to defend the Inhams, people are gonna rip them to shreds. As people don't understand for that on Doodle's channel. People don't understand for ifam coming on the channel and trying to defend Chris and Sarah. People ain't understand for that at all. I mean, I've seen a lot of people say that the Doodle's just doing what he does for the money and the views. It has nothing to do with that. He's not just doing it for the money and the views. We all know that Doodle isn't just doing, what he does for the money and views and things like that. A lot of people can't see that Doodle was actually doing a good thing by speaking out about these family vloggers and what they do. I think what I've seen, the reason that a lot of people are taking issue with Doodle's channel is because they claim that a lot of people have posted bullying comments towards the kids. Now, most of the time when you look at their channel, you don't really see any mean or horrible comments about the kids. You don't really see comments that I would technically class as bullying. You know, as far as I'm aware, nobody really says anything about the his. Most of the time, people are just hauling out Chris and Sarah because at the end of the day, there's no need to haul out the his, or bully the his in any particular way. If you want to haul out the parents, then go ahead. You know, at the end of the day, the ifam just it feels like they come onto Doodle's channel to spy, to see what he's saying about Chris and Sarah, so they can then go back report back to Chris and Sarah and say, "Oh, Doodle's been saying this about you. Doodle's been saying that about you." They love to come on the comment sections and cause trouble. That's what they do. That's what the ifam do. They come onto Doodle's channel and they comment on his videos to cause trouble. Because they know it and they do it. And I think the stupidest thing is, I think people need to try and not react to their comments when they post. If an ifam does post a comment on one of Doodle's videos, don't react to it, because again, that's another big part of the reason why the ifam are commenting on Doodle's videos, is because they know that people are going to react to their comments. People are going to respond to them and reply to their comments. And the more people try not to do that, maybe they'll get the message and stop coming back onto the channel when they clearly don't like his channel. You know, that's just one of those things that doesn't really make any sense to me. Obviously, I've been called out for commenting on their channel. People say, "Oh, if you don't like it, don't watch." Well, the same goes for them with Doodle's channel. If they don't like what he posts, or if they, or whatever, they don't like what what he's saying about the Inums, don't watch his videos. Don't comment on his videos. If you don't like what's being said, why would you keep coming back? If you hate what's being said and what people are saying, or what Doodle's saying, if you hate his channel that badly and you hate his videos that badly, don't watch them. Don't comment on them. It's that simple. You know, that's what they're always telling. As I said, the ifam are hypocrites. That's what they're always telling people that comment on the Innips, who post negative comments on the Innips channel. If you don't like it, don't watch. Yeah, I've seen a ridiculous amount of them continuing to comment on Doodle's channel when they clearly don't like his channel, or they clearly can't stand his channel. So why keep commenting on a channel that you don't, on videos on a channel that you cannot stand? Why keep commenting when you're commenting on Doodle's videos when you've been so vocal about how much you hate his channel? Don't keep going back over to his channel. If you don't like what he's posting, you know, don't watch his videos. Don't post comments on his videos. Don't post comments. It's that simple. You know, the iPhone is so freaking stupid. Like, why would you watch? Like, why would you watch a video on a channel that you hate so badly? Why would you? We know how much the iPhone hate Doodle, and that's not surprising. But it makes me laugh how many of them you actually see in his comment sections. This is the thing, like, whenever Doodle uploads a video, it can normally always be, quite certain that one of the ifam is going to appear in the comment sections. You never know which one of them it's going to be, but it's always bound to be one of Chris and Sarah's army of minions in the comments, having to go at the people that are calling, trying to defend Chris and Sarah, and we all know that people don't stand for that on Doodle's channel. People don't stand for those that come on trying to defend Chris and Sarah. They're always going to get ripped to shreds, by people on that channel, on Doodle's channel, because people that are defending Chris and Sarah aren't really wanted on that channel, to be honest. If they want to defend Chris and Sarah, do that on the Innips channel. If they want to try and claim that Chris and Sarah are the most perfect people, do that on the Innips channel. Don't come on Doodle's channel trying to defend these parents and trying to claim that these parents are doing fuck all wrong. You're gonna get absolutely flipping done in the comments if you do that. You know, trying to defend Chris and Sarah, coming on Doodle's channel and trying to defend Chris and Sarah is the biggest mistake anyone could ever make. You know, I've always yeah, I've always respected Doodle, and obviously I've always respected what he does and the work that, obviously the things that he's doing, the fact that that he's one of these many people that is raising awareness to how badly these kids are being exploited and things like that. And I know that a lot of people would him out over the fact that he hasn't had the kids blurred out in his videos, but there you go. You know, I feel like Dougal gets a lot of hate for what he does, and he doesn't deserve that. I'm one of the many people who I'm on to say that Dougal doesn't deserve a lot of the hate that he gets. You know, at the end of the day, people don't like his videos, don't watch them. Maybe take that advice that they're always giving to people who comment, or who should I say, post negative comments on the Inham's channel. They're always telling people who comment, who post negative comments, if you don't like it, don't watch. Maybe they should do. Maybe they should take their own advice and not watch you. And they don't like Dougal's videos, then don't watch them and don't comment on them. It really is that simple. It won't be any more simpler than that. You know, I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, it's Tracy Jacobs and Leanne Scott. I mean, I saw that Leanne Scott, obviously a lot of people have had run-ins with her on the Inham channel. She's like one of the die-hard ifam. She was causing trouble on the Life of Mrs. R videos, not too long ago. She commented on there, but she can't do that now because obviously Michelle blocked her, which she had every right to do. At the end of the day, you know, yeah, I mean the amount of ifam I've seen, I don't even know how many ifam I've seen commenting on Doodle's videos, but it's ridiculous. The fact that you see so many of them commenting on there, and it's like, are they being sent over there by Chris and Sarah to spy to see what's being said about Chris and Sarah so they can report back to them and say, oh, Doodle's been saying this about you, Doodle's been saying that about you. That probably wouldn't surprise me. It's just absolutely ridiculous. There are, a few, as I said, these ifam that have voiced how much they hate Doodle's channel, yet they keep coming back on it and comment on his videos time and time and time and time again when they hate his channel so badly, especially this popular Panda Pops. They really hate Doodle's channel so badly, yet they keep coming back and comment on his videos time and time again. In what way does that make sense? Do you hate that channel so badly, yet you keep coming back and commenting on the videos? That to me doesn't make a single ounce of sense. The fact that someone hates the channel so much that they keep commenting on these videos. They hate Doodle's channel so much that they keep commenting on Doodle's videos. Like, I'm sorry, what? On what planet does that make sense? It doesn't make sense at all. I'm gonna say this. I don't care if people think I'm being harsh, if people think I'm being unfair, if people think I'm being unfair, or people think I'm being harsh about this. This just really needs saying because the IFAM are now but a bunch of hypocrites. Telling they come on, attack anyone who posts a negative comment on the Inno's channel saying if you don't like it, don't watch. Yet they all come onto Doodle's channel and all come on and all come in the comment section. Yet they hate his channel so badly, you know, and it's like, why would you do that? Why would you comment on his videos when you hate his channel that bad? As some of them quite clearly do. I just feel that some of the iFans don't like the fact that people like Doodle are willing to call the Inhams out on a lot of the stupid and idiotic things they do. Because we all know that Chris and Sarah are very stupid, idiotic people. The words brainless and clueless come to mind a lot with them. As that and that, but those two words kind of um, kind of come to mind quite often when you think about the iFan as well. Because a lot of the iFam are pretty brainless and clueless if they're willing to try and defend Chris and Sarah as much as they do. No matter what Chris and Sarah do, they'll always try to defend them. Because that's what they do. They're a bunch of idiots. A bunch of morons. A bunch of idiots. That's what they are, a bunch of idiots. And probably should have done it, as it might sound a bit offensive. So, but you get what I mean. If you, as I said, if you don't like these sci-fi, if they don't like what Doodle does, they don't like his videos, don't watch them and don't comment on them. Take their own advice. do what they're always telling other people to do. If they don't like it, don't watch. Simple as that. So I hope you've enjoyed that little rant. I'll see you for another video soon. Bye bye. Promise.